Thank you very much, Amanda. I'm here with Nate, Coach, Matt, and AP, and I'm Kyle, obviously. I didn't touch the ball, but you guys have dealt with a lot of guys who dropped the ball at the goal line. We've seen that this is a pandemic currently in the National Football League. What the hell's going on, guys? I'll let you guys take the floor.
Coach?
It's two guys. Why is it a pandemic?
It happened when I was playing.
Well, okay, that's three. Okay, listen, they're teaching moments. Okay, that's how I look at it. No one is more embarrassed when this happens than the player himself. Yep. There's no reason to make it even worse. So that's an embarrassing thing. I go back to the same thing. I've said this before. When I was in Plexico Burleson, rookie year, we're in Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
We're playing in Jacksonville, okay? And we're like, this is like week 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And he catches a ball across. We're up 20-0. His first target, he catches a ball.
Makes a difference. Easy to teach in that moment.
Made it a teaching moment at the time, but he gets up, caught the ball. They're so like almost mad because it was like the first time he was targeted. Spiked the ball. Jacksonville takes it and runs. He's looking around, and then realized, oh, that's right, it's the NFL. I wasn't touched. And so he came to the sideline, and he kind of looked at me like, you know, like I think he was kind of mad with his first target. But he also said, you know I just screwed up. And so it's just like, I go, Plex. He goes, I know. It's not college. I go, okay. I said, just go. I said, so it is embarrassing. And I think the second one, again, we've seen this happen before. The week after, because everyone is AP, and you notice, you sit there, and these are teaching moments around the league. When you get them on Monday morning, you say, listen, I said, listen, you know, you can't do this. The week before, you can't.
Here it is.
And then he does it.
Yeah.
And
I think, Coach, you hit on it, right? On Monday morning, that's the first thing you do is you look around the league and say, okay, what can I take away from the league as a teaching moment and a learning lesson for our team?
Yes.
Well, here's the problem. It's just back-to-back weeks. I'm like, well, somebody missed out on that.
I think that speaks to Jonathan Gannon's frustration on the sideline, right?
Yeah.
Because every team, for everybody who's listening and watching right now, every team has some kind of around-the-league tape.
Of course.
That they either do on Monday, Friday, Saturday morning. Usually it's twice a week. You show what happened on Monday, then there's a review of it Saturday morning. And I think, you know, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Jonathan Gannon had a tape like that. They're showing what happened with A.D. Mitchell the week before in Indianapolis, and then it happens in the game, and you're like, dude, come on. On top of that, they had that game slip away from them, too.
No doubt.
And there were a lot of things that happened in the course of that game to lose the football game. So I think the frustration was there. I think, listen, it got away from him. We can talk about Jonathan's reaction to it and all that.
Yeah.
It got away from him. He felt terrible about how he handled it. I think he came forward.
And rightfully so.
Of course.
He was out of pocket.
Absolutely.
You know, and Coach, I know you said it's only a couple of guys. How is this a pandemic? But you can fold into this conversation quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends who get a little loose with the ball towards the end zone, reaching for the goal line, and then all of a sudden it gets knocked out.
Right.
So my whole perspective on this is control. You know, it's fitting that Amanda came in from the control room. There's certain things that we can control as players. Yes. Listen, there's elements in this game, variables that we can't control, and sometimes coaches will forgive us for it. They'll be like, all right, that was out of your hands.
Right.
It still happened. Let's move on. But when a player gets a little too loosey-goosey with the ball, or he starts hot-dogging, or he just decides to let the rock go before he crosses the plane, like, that's on the player. And I feel like this. For all the players, with my camera right here. Hey, listen, there we go. Hey. It's better to celebrate with the ball in your hand. It just looks better. The pictures are going to be better. The photos are going to be better. When you blow it up and put it on the wall, it's going to look better. Just keep the rock in your hand and then do whatever you want from there.
Give it to an O-lineman.
Give it to him and make it do the big boy spot.
And then bang. But look, Matt and I were talking about this before we came on the air. I think it's like 80% of auto accidents happen within like a mile of your house. And you know, you start to get close to your house and you start thinking about what your next task is. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about like, I got to open that garage door and I got to make sure that I don't wake the kids because the dog's going to bark. And you lose sight of the fact that maybe you just went off the road a little bit. When you're by the end zone, you feel like that's 80 yards are behind you and it's just me and an inch before that end zone. I can only imagine. But I know as an offensive lineman, buddy, I'm going to talk to you after the game. And I'll also say this about Coach Gannon. I appreciate his comments the following morning.
Yeah.
But don't you ever put your hands on me like that.
Out of pocket.
Don't
out
you
of
ever
pocket.
do that.
Coach, you know, it's out of pocket.
Yeah. No.
And credit to really everybody on that sideline, the way they handled it, because it could have got ugly.
Shout out to whoever that offensive line
Paris
was.
Johnson.
Yes, he was standing right there, and the poise and the control that he had in that situation. And I think, listen, Coach, I mean, I think we can both speak to it. I think there's a different level of scrutiny that's on the quarterback and the head coach, right?
Sure.
And so do these altercations and stuff like that happen from time to time?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But not from your head coach, not from your quarterback.
And then there's times where it happens on the sideline and you can see that the relationship is there and you're okay with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Example, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce.
Yep.
They've got into it on the sideline.
Necessary.
They're bumping and yelling at each other right close, inches away from each other's face. And yet still, they smile afterwards and we're all good with it. That's because that relationship has earned the right for them to be that interactive on the sideline.
And you know, you sit there, and I know, AP, my whole thing is I want our guys to have a degree of cockiness and arrogance about them on Sunday afternoons. I want them to walk the line. And crossing the line, my job is to pull you back. And what's that mean? Disrespecting the game, disrespecting an opponent, disrespecting a teammate.
Yeah.
So sometimes you do that, and you get cross that line, you get selfish. And so I would pull him back. Like, stay, you're selfish now.
Yeah.
That's cost us 15 yards. But he did that. I don't care. You got caught. You're wrong.
Yeah.
You don't get caught, you're right. You get caught, you're wrong. So it's very simple. So, you know.
Now you're keeping it real, Coach.
That is real.
Yeah.
I said, so when you get caught, you're selfish, stay here. And I said, stand next to me. Are you good? I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
okay, now get back in. Okay.
So
you good?
relatable.
You
I'm good,
Okay.
Coach. Yeah.
I'm allowed to sneak back
Hey,
in.
man.
Oh, come on in.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
This is just the end of your segment, so I'm here to tell you all that. Anybody else want to try the disgusting drink?
Shot.
Oh, it's so gross. How was it? Did we figure out the fumble problem? Have we fixed it?
It's not as big of a problem as we may have, or may have been leading on, but these guys did a great job taking us through the mentality of it.
Celebrate with the ball.
Yeah.
Celebrate with the
Give it
ball.
the on.
Celebrate. Your
prop.
pictures are going to look better. Your social media is going to be better. Just hang on to the ball. Nate, Coach, we appreciate it. Have a good show later today.
Thank you.